Greetings and welcome to the October edition of The Place to Be Oshkosh. I'm your host, John Neiman. Thank you so very much for joining us. Can you really believe that it is October already? This year is just flying on by, especially with the tremendous weather that we've all been enjoying lately. As I always do, I'd like to begin by thanking our sponsors who make this show possible. So Karen and the staff at the Oshkosh Herald, which is our wonderful community newspaper, they're great. So I really appreciate them being a sponsor of the show. It's a wonderful paper that comes out once during the week. Lots of pictures, lots of news, keeps us informed on what's going on in our community. And then also our set design is by Brian of U-Bloom. If you haven't been to U-Bloom on Witzel, you have got to go. His prices are so reasonable. He has a little bit of everything in his shop. And for today, we have a lot of Halloween going on, which is really cool because it's the candy month. It's Halloween. It's trick-or-treating. Where can you see us? Where can you watch us? Well, you can watch us on Spectrum Channel 2 on Live TV. You also can search Oshkosh Media on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and also YouTube. And if you go to YouTube, please like the show on YouTube and share it. It's a great way to share information, and then my kids can see that I'm actually getting likes on the TV show. Some community updates for you. Our farmers market continues downtown through October 27th. So October 27th will be our last farmers market downtown outside. Also, our downtown care team will continue with the weather. We go through fall, winter, and even into spring, depending on the weather. So remember that our downtown care team goes out Mondays and Fridays from 8 till 9. And we walk along downtown certain areas. We pick up cigarette butts and trash and keep everything looking good. It's also a way to get your steps in. If you have a Fitbit like I do, you can get all your steps in by doing that. Let's talk about events going on. Well, on October 19th, it's Zulaween Boo at the Menominee Park Zoo. So go to their website. There is a nominal cost for this event, but go to their website or Facebook and you can find out about all the activities they have at this annual event. Also then, there is a Fall Fest and a Craft and Vendor Show at Poplar Creek Barn, which is on County Road K. So check that out. I know everybody is looking for the craft fairs now, especially with hunting coming up, and everybody wants to get out and buy stuff. So go to that also. And then on November 2nd, so put this on your calendar because there'll be guests for our upcoming show, is the Altrusa Club Harvest Moon Craft Sale, which will be at Sacred Heart. So those are all great events to put on your calendar. Talking about planning ahead, I have some news from Laura from the Salvation Army. They will be doing their Thanksgiving meal on Wednesday, November 27th. They're always looking for volunteers to help. They'll be doing the setup and the prep and the cooking on Tuesday. So if you'd like to help out with that, you can call Patty at 920-232-7660. Last year, they served over 300 meals for lunch for this pre-Thanksgiving meal. They also are looking for donations of food items. They can use butter, eggs, Cool Whip, turkeys of any size, canned sweet potatoes, brown sugar, cream of mushroom soup. So you also can go on their website and check it out. But I know you're thinking it's October. Why are we talking Thanksgiving? Because it takes planning. And they need to know that they have enough volunteers and enough supplies to put on this wonderful meal. And then Father Carr's Place to Be, I just heard, will still have their Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving. It is delivery and it's eat in. And if you need more information on that, you always can go to Father Carr's Facebook page or Father Carr's website. Give you a lot of information there, and we have more to talk about now. So stay tuned, and we'll be back for our second segment of our October edition of The Place to Be Oshkosh.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Hi, welcome back to our October edition of The Place to Be Oshkosh. I'm sorry that I didn't bring any candy to share with you, but it is the wonderful, beautiful month of October. And I have two great guests with me today who are going to talk about Lakeland Care, what it's all about and what they do. So I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves.
Hi, John. Thank you for having us today. My name is Molly Burke, and I'm the Business Development Manager with Lakeland Care.
And I'm Amanda O'Brien. My title is Volunteer Services Specialist, and excited to be here.
And that's near and dear to my heart because I've always been in the volunteer field, and I was at Aurora Medical Center as their volunteer manager for many years, and volunteers are so important and vital to a program, and you guys are doing something exciting with that. But let's first of all talk about what is Lakeland Care?
Sure. Lakeland Care is a nonprofit local organization, and we manage the state Medicaid program called Family Care. So we are one of the options available to people for long-term care programs, and we provide service to people who are elderly or disabled who qualify functionally and financially. And people would be able to access our services by going to the ADRC in their area. So here that would be the Oshkosh Aging and Disability Resource Center. And they would go through options counseling, and if they qualify, Lakeland Care would be a potential option for them to choose from.
Oh, okay. And so it's home health care, is that?
It's a variety of care. So if you qualify for the program, you would be assigned a care manager and an RN care manager through Lakeland. And the team called your care team would meet with you and go over what your needs are, what your preferences are, and come up with a care plan for you. And then we would authorize and pay for those services under the family care program depending on the person's individual needs. So our goal is really to keep people as independent as possible and to really help support and empower people. So our members are very involved in the care planning process, and they work together with their care team to come up with a plan that's suitable to meet their needs, their health care outcomes, and also their preferences too.
You took my question right away because you already answered it, but it was, so is the ultimate goal is to keep people out of a nursing home or a group home, to keep them healthy and be able to stay at home?
Yeah, absolutely. We really want to keep people in their homes and independent as long as possible, but we do still authorize services that would go above and beyond. So that's our ultimate goal, is to empower people, to keep them independent in their homes. It's really based on the members' decisions and centered around them, so we're very member-centered. But if someone would progress and need a higher level of care, those are services, assisted living and residential services are services within the benefit package. But our goal is to always try to keep people as independent and empowered as possible. So to start in the home and try to keep people in the home if possible.
Very good. Well, let's brag a little. Let's talk about 2 awards that Lakeland has won.
Yes, so Lakeland Care was recently the recipient of 2 Top Workplaces awards, and those are national awards, which is very exciting. In the spring, we received an award for work-life flexibility. So Lakeland Care has a great model for our employees too. We're member-centered, we're employee-centered, we embrace servant leadership. So we also have a flexible work model, so it's a great place to work as well. We're very proud of that award. And then most recently, we also received an award for top workplaces in the healthcare industry overall. So again, very exciting. We're very proud to have that coveted gold badge associated with our name. So check us out. Check out our website at lakelandcareinc.com for more information.
And our crew is wonderful. You just have to mention something, and it comes up on the screen. So there for our TV audience is the website that you can check out, and also their phone number. You know, when you said servant leadership, a lot of people don't understand that. It's some people go into a job or a career for the money and for the benefits, but some people go in to serve, and that's I think the best organizations have the best people who are there to serve and to care, and it's not 5 o'clock and we're checking out right now. It's whatever, you're doing your job.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I mean, it makes a huge difference. Lakeland is really centered around serving people, serving our communities, serving our members, serving our employees. And I have to say, it's an amazing workplace culture to be in a culture that embraces those things. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's get to Amanda. So your role with Lakeland is,
So I'm the volunteer services specialist.
and how long have you been with Lakeland?
A little over a year.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what are you there to do?
Yeah, so my role has a few functions. The first, to the employee part, we offer volunteer time that is paid, so our employees can go out and help other nonprofits in the community based on what they're passionate about.
That is really a plus.
Yes.
Because there are certain, Oshkosh United Way does the Day of Caring here. And there are certain companies that also do the same thing, like Amcor, like Hoffmaster, who it's letting people try on volunteering for size. So I applaud you guys for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and the program is very much employee driven. So, if an employee wanted to go do volunteering at their child's school, they could do that, or they could come, to the United Way you're mentioning. There's lots of options. So that's one part of our program. The other part that's the new and exciting part we're going to talk about more today is our more member-facing program. So we have people from the community coming and helping us with multiple volunteer opportunities in Fond du Lac, and I'm happy to list all three of them. So the first one is admin or clerical. So folks are coming into our Fond du Lac office and helping with filing and scanning and member cards, all very impactful things. And then the other two are related to our members. To Molly's point, they're either elderly or disabled, and a lot of times they're experiencing loneliness, or they live by themselves and they're homebound. So we have two different opportunities for volunteers there. One is companionship, so becoming friends, having a relationship, whatever that looks like for those two people. And then the last one is transportation, so taking the members to different social engagements throughout the county, Fond du Lac County.
And is that what that volunteer is doing?
That is the last part of our volunteer program, a little different. So it ties in with our volunteer time off. We as an organization want to give back to our providers, the companies we contract with, and so we actually have one day a year where our employees go to our providers and do different projects. So this gentleman is cleaning
He looks
cars.
happy.
He was having a good time. He's having a good time.
Oh my gosh.
So a couple of the other photos too are different opportunities that people have been part of. We've done it in May for the last 2 years, and we'll do it annually to give back to our providers.
Okay. The pictures all show smiling, happy faces because people are doing what they want to do and what they love to do, and I think that is really, really cool. I do the bingo for our church every year, and I'm looking at it going, yep, people are happy, they get a prize, and and you get to do different shapes. So whose idea was that? My older people get upset if it's regular bingo, and I always try to look for stuff like that. I've never done that one in the green before. I'm going to have to try that one. Wow.
I'm not sure whose idea that was, but Amanda and I did play cribbage at one of the assisted living facilities, and that was a lot of fun. So there's a variety of activities that we do in the community, and it's just amazing, and it's so much fun. So it's very rewarding, and I love that at Lakeland Care we really make service and volunteering a part of our everyday lives, and it just feels great to give back. It's almost more rewarding as the person giving than it is the person receiving.
And what you're doing, is done in nursing homes and care centers, like companionship. Hospice does it, but it takes a very special person to do the hospice volunteering. But here, I just think it would be something that a lot of retired people would like to do because it's getting them out, it's getting them visiting with somebody who maybe they don't have. I lost my grandparents early, so it'd be nice to reconnect with with people who are grandparents and listen to their stories. And
Yep. And that's what we're finding is it's so rewarding not only for the person, the member, but also for the volunteer. And the program that Amanda talked about is really kind of going above and beyond the family care benefit package. So within our package, we authorize transportation services if someone needs them to medical appointments and things like that. But our volunteer program gives kind of above and beyond service for some of those extras, like going out in the community for events and some of the companionship, and just above and beyond the services that we're already authorizing and providing. And companionship's also like a very rewarding program too, and you know, just kind of goes above and beyond supportive home care. We have supportive home care providers that provide that service to our members, but the companionship would really be kind of like those extras, playing cards, playing a game, spending time together, talking.
Yeah, I have one member and volunteer who are both really into cooking. So they both had spent like 20 minutes with me in the conversation talking about recipes, and they were like, oh, we should go to the library and we should check out this book and then we should do this. And you know, it's very touching, right, to see somebody connect in that way. That's why I do my job, right? Like, it makes me feel good that we're doing something good for our community.
Right. I also think I used to deliver Meals on Wheels. And I also think it's good to have that extra set of eyes and ears to check up on that person, because that person, if they're relating to them, can see if they're failing in their health, if there's something going on. So it really makes a huge difference in someone's life to have that.
Absolutely.
So volunteers, when did you start the volunteer program then?
Just in January, so fairly fresh.
Wow.
So right now we have a handful of volunteers in Fond du Lac. We're actively recruiting and looking for more. And for those folks that do live in Oshkosh or Appleton, you know, definitely still apply. We're still available and wanting to have conversations and explore options.
Are you seeing younger people do it?
It's an interesting question. So most of our volunteers are either stay-at-home parents or retirees. We have been working very diligently to get to campuses, but I think one of the challenges is they oftentimes just don't see the benefit, or maybe they don't see why they should do it. So some of it is just like the cultural piece, right? Like the kids have to get to that point where they realize, I say kids, children, no, but young adults have to realize that they need to get out there and get back.
Okay. Do they have to be 18 or older?
Yes.
They do? Okay.
Yes.
And maybe a schedule type thing too, because if you're studying for final exams and you have all those things going on, but certainly if anyone's listening from the local colleges or university, we would love to have college students and partner with them too.
Well, my son is the youth specialist at Moraine Park. And he does a lot of engagement with the students to keep them engaged, especially the ones who are traveling back and forth. And I will mention it to him because he's always looking for stuff for them to be involved in the community. And a lot of the students that travel, they are older. You know, they're not the 18, 19. They're the people who are doing for a second career, all that. I also know that a couple of high schools do it, but you have to. They might be 18, but they Springs and WLA both do service as part of their thing, and they have that component too, which I think will be wonderful to do, to get out of class for an hour, but to go visit and if you're a musical person, to share your music with them. I think that's really a great opportunity that you guys have.
Yeah, send them Amanda's way, and she will match them with someone that would be with a member that would be a great match. And I think it's so important, just also those generational conversations, to hear the stories, and it's so therapeutic for the volunteer and for the person, the member, or the person receiving the services. So, yeah, absolutely.
I'm the pastor by trade, so I would take my kids on my shut-in calls. So my kids have never been afraid of a nursing home or an older person. But in our era today, people's grandparents are living longer at home, and some people don't even know what a nursing home is or a care center is or how to talk to an older person, and this would be a chance to do that. So are you encouraged, or do you have anybody like husband and wife together or doing that? Or
it's a good question. So we don't have that right now, but more than willing to think about that and collaborate. You know, maybe a child and their parent, 18 and older, it's like a bonding experience, right? Where you get to go and you say, oh, this person is like now my grandma or grandpa, right? Because maybe theirs has passed.
Because family volunteering is the hot thing now. When people want to volunteer, it's together as a family because the kids are so busy and the parents are so busy, they want to do something together.
We've also accommodated group volunteering efforts for businesses or organizations that would like to volunteer. So we had an organization come to our Fond du Lac office and help with a few things in the Fond du Lac office there. So we're seeing that there's that trend too with businesses and organizations that, like Lakeland Care, want to get out together and do something together to give back. So if you're at all interested, whether you're an individual, a student, a retiree, a business, contact Amanda, and she's great. She's going to hook you up with the perfect opportunity for you or your business.
What's the best way to get hold of you? Is the number on the screen the best?
So that's a good option. Otherwise, if you go to the website, lakelandcareinc.com, and then you go to volunteer program, it's on the top center-ish. You can select that, and you could schedule a call with me, send an email, or you could also complete an application. Right now, the application process, it does take a little bit longer than maybe someone wants to commit to. So if they have questions or want to talk through a process, it might just be easier to schedule a call.
And Amanda will help you through. If it seems intimidating, call her and she'll help walk you through the application process.
In some agencies, for some older people, the volunteer process was, are you a good person? Come on in. And now, I remember at Aurora when I did my first background check on an older person, they got all panicky. I had a ticket 40 years ago. They were all, they didn't understand that doesn't matter. But you have to do that for the safety of your individuals and the people in your program too.
Yeah, and it's so important, in this day and age when we have a lot of electronics and distractions. Making that time to connect with each other is so important. So.
Well, we've been saying Fond du Lac, which I love too because my wife's from Fond du Lac and I went to school in Fond du Lac. But let's talk Oshkosh because you have some exciting news.
We do. We have a new office and we are having a grand opening and ribbon cutting on October 2nd. So if anyone sees this prior to October 2nd, come join us. Our office will be open at 1 o'clock for a ribbon cutting and for some cake. Our offices are typically open by appointment only, so if you would like to meet with us outside of then, please call anytime and we'd be happy to meet with you.
And you said the office is located by the...
It is at 1922 South Washburn Street. Yeah, by the Outlet Mall.
By the Outlet Mall. That's perfect. And that office will be staffed with you guys or some...
Our support staff is at our offices regularly, but they're open by appointment only. Like our care managers and our nurses they live in our local communities and they meet people in their homes and in their setting. And then if someone prefers to meet at the office, we're more than happy to be there. We also host trainings and sometimes other types of events at our offices that are open to the public. We like to have a physical presence within our communities, so we do have offices throughout Northeast and North Central Wisconsin, but they're not always open to the public all the time where you could walk in. We prefer that you call so that we can meet you and make an appointment with you.
So how long has Lakeland Care been in existence?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but we were one of the first managed care organizations to pilot the family care program. And the family care program started in 2000. And when we piloted the program, it was called Creative Care Options. And then we transitioned into the Lakeland Care District and then into Lakeland Care Inc. So we started out in Fond du Lac County. Then we expanded to Winnebago, Manitowoc, and Fond du Lac, and now we're in 22 counties within Northeast and North Central Wisconsin. So very exciting stuff. And there was also a recent announcement through the Department of Health Services that they've awarded an RFP to 4 MCOs, and Lakeland Care is in the process of becoming certified to provide services to 9 additional counties. So we're pending the process. We can't officially say that we are in those counties yet, but we have been awarded the RFP and are undergoing certification to expand.
So what is RFP?
Request for proposal.
Okay. Everything this day is abbreviations. Yeah, just like when you're on texting and you see these initials and I'm trying to figure out what are you, just spell it out for me, people.
So that's more exciting news, and if you'd like more information, you can check out the press release from the Department of Health Services. It's listed on our website under our news section, and it explains the plans for expansion to more choice in those areas too.
Now, I can just tell by speaking with you, by looking at your guys' eyes, because people used to say when COVID was around that you couldn't see people's expressions, but you could see them through their eyes. People can smile through their eyes. You both are smiling through your eyes. Why are you doing what you're doing? Did you go to school knowing you wanted to do this?
I've always had a passion for Lakeland Care, so I started my career with Lakeland Care back in 2010 and was in a different department from 2010 through 2016. Then I took a little bit of time off to work part-time while I was home with my children while they were really small. But I have to say that because of Lakeland Care's mission of empowering individuals, strengthening communities, inspiring futures, I just feel really connected to the organization, and I work with some of the best people there. Amanda's one of them. She's one of the most caring, kind, compassionate people that I know. So she's the perfect person to be in this volunteer services specialist position. So
now, how are you going to talk with Jesus? That's what I'm going.
Oh, no. Well, I'm very lucky to work with Molly, I will say that. And I kind of happenstance got into this role. I have a background in HR. As you probably can imagine, most people in HR, they're not happy to see you.
I know, it's like HR.
So it's really nice and refreshing to be in volunteering where people are excited. To your point about, wanting to give back to your community, people want to do that. And the people that we service are just so happy, and I feel so lucky to be able to do this job every day, and every day is different, so that's one of the beautiful things about this job, to our point about the flexible work model. I was working in Fond du Lac yesterday, today I'm in Oshkosh, tomorrow I'll be in Fond du Lac, so get to kind of travel and see the state of Wisconsin and do what we love.
And you guys are young, so you like the traveling thing. The younger people always like the traveling thing. It's like when you get older, it's like, please just keep me here, But I had the same thing when I was at Aurora. We would travel to Milwaukee, to Manitowoc, to all the Auroras too, and it was like, it's okay for a while, but you guys are young. You can do it. Do you have any stories that you can tell about a volunteer with someone where the connection was made or a difference was made?
Yeah, absolutely. So one example I can think of off the top of my head is related to one of our admin volunteers. She has been volunteering with us since February. So one of our first volunteers, very lucky to have her. And basically, she has come back every week. She's really into the member cards, so she writes cards to our members, and birthday cards, anniversary cards.
Very cool.
And it warms her heart. She's retired, so she says, it's really helpful for her to be able to have that anchoring point, right, to get to work and have a purpose, and also just to feel appreciated.
And I think some people just love administration stuff like newsletters, stapling, collating, and all that stuff. Yeah. God bless those people, that want to do that. I think it's great that you're sending cards out.
Yeah.
Because some people will start that and then they'll forget. But we did it with my volunteer program too, and it's like people get so excited. Somebody remembered my birthday.
Yes.
If they don't have family or anything, that's really, really cool. You guys are doing a great job. Our time is winding down. So what's one point you both want to make? Give a number, give whatever you want to do.
Sure. I think just sharing that we're here for you. So if providers, community members, people who want to volunteer, someone who might need services or their family member might need services, we would refer them to your local Aging and Disability Resource Center. I think a lot of people might not be aware of all of the long-term care services and support that are available. So I would refer people to your local Aging and Disability Resource Center, and then if you have specific questions about Lakeland Care, whether it's volunteering, being an employee, or just anything about us, please give us a call at 920-906-5100.
And there we go. Our time is up. I hope the audience learned a lot today and is very appreciative of what Lakeland Care can do. Thank you very much for watching. We're glad that you could be with us. Have a great month of October.